Hey, cutie pies, I'm Lanikia, and you are watching What Happens on the Soaps. The Bold and the Beautiful. Today is Thursday, April the 28th, 2022. And let's just get right into it. So we see Sheila with Steffy, and Sheila is just like, why did you make me have to do this? But you're catching on to your memory, and I can't let you do that or whatever. So while that's going on, we see outside Liam and Hope talk, and he's just again just so grateful to have Steffi awake. And he says she's going to need our help, and Hope says she's going to need everyone's help. We're all going to be there for her and everything. And then we see Lord Brooke and Ridge. Brooke and Ridge are in there talking or whatever, right? Brooke is like, I need you to come home. I'm frustrated with Brooke at this point. The man, like, you were so, y'all gotta tell Steffi she can't think she's married to my daughter's husband. And now when Steffi is getting together and she's been through this traumatic experience, Finn is gone, everything, like, Steffi physically is gonna, needs rehabilitation and everything she's going to need a lot of care and attention. That is her dad. Ridge is her dad, and you're sitting there talking about, I need you home. I need you home. Like, girl, shut up. Like, Brooke, you working my nerves. Now you're working my nerves now because it's just it comes across so selfish. And he's like, Brooke, and she said, no, I understand that Steffi needs attention, but I need you to come home. I need to be with you. I need you. After what's happened, I want to be with you. I want to support you and everything. You need to be with me, not Taylor. And ma'am, it's not the time and the place for this. As people say, this is not the time or the place. And he just tells her, Steffi needs my care and attention, and I need to be with her. And because he already made up in his mind, I'm not going home, ma'am. He might have went home had nothing happened to Steffi, but now, no, like, those kids need their Ridge ain't coming home, ma'am. He's not coming home. Not right now. And that's what he tells her when she says, please don't go to Steffi's with Taylor. What he tells her is like, we can have this conversation. Not right now. I'm not going to have this conversation with you right now. I have to focus on Steffi. And I'm going to go home with Steffi because she needs me. And she does. Like most parents, especially like if it was her husband would be there for her, and then Ridge could come visit, but she's lost her husband, so he's going to go home and be there for her. Like, this just frustrated me. But let me not hold you. Moving right along. No, don't put that in your mouth. So moving right along, um, he pretty much tells her, "I'm going home." No, I mean, I understand. I don't have time for this right now. We're gonna have to work on this another day. And Brooke is just like, okay. So then we see Hope, Liam, and Taylor are talking, right? And she says, she tells him Steffi's still resting and everything, and that, she appreciates them giving so much support. Well, then Liam says, he says, man, you said she rested? And she said, yes, she's resting. He said, I need to go check on her because Liam felt like something was wrong. Go on over there, Liam, because Sheila is in that room and she don't want Steffi to wake up anymore. And so he's like, but that also shows you they have this connection. That same connection that Brooke said she had when she knew something was wrong, Liam has that with Steffi. So he was like, I'm gonna go check on her. And so Hope looks at him leave, and Taylor just tells Hope, Liam is her support right now. Like, he's adding a lot of support. How are you doing? And Hope tells her how she's doing and all that. And so then Brooke and Ridge come up, and they were like, because okay, so Taylor was telling Hope that Liam is Steffi's support, and Steffi and Hope was like, we all are. And she says, but I guess in short form, Hope Taylor was just trying to tell Hope he gonna like he gonna be more support than what you're thinking he's going to be, and she needs him in her, because they have this deep connection. Was Taylor being messy? I don't know. Was she trying to imply something? I don't know. I like Taylor. Um, so I can't call it. I don't know. You tell me what you think. But so Ridge and Brooke come up and they say, Ridge said, "Is everything all right?" Hope was like, "Yeah, everything was fine." Taylor was just telling me how Steffi's gonna lean on Liam and how she needs all of our support. Um, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and it's just, I mean, what can they say? They was like, she needs all of our support. So then we see that um, Liam goes into the hospital room right as Sheila is about to dope Steffi up, and he said, "What are you doing? What are you doing in here?" And she said, I just came to check on her. He said, "You're not her nurse. You're not a doctor, and you're not family. Why do you keep showing up?" And she was like, "Liam, I lost my son or whatever." And he was like, "And I'm sorry for you, but why are you in here?" She said, "I'm a nurse." And he says, "But you're not on her staff." And so then Steffi wakes up or whatever. And because Sheila go into her whole, "I'm Liam's mother and I'm Finn's mother and I lost him and everything." So Steffi wakes up and she says, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "I'll leave." And Steffi says, "No, wait, you're grieving too." She said, "But we're not friends or whatever." So, Sheila, you got to stop showing up. Like, you got to go in the middle of the night or something. I mean, because, come on, y'all. Y'all got to do better writing than this. Because at this point, it's just awkward that Sheila is there. It doesn't make sense at this point that she's still there. So, anyways, Sheila says, "Okay, I'm leaving, but I will be back because I want to know who did this to Finn. I want to know when you remember who did this to Finn and everything like that." And I was like, "Sheila, you would think she would try to be as far away from that as possible, but okay, ma'am." So then Liam tells Steffi, "If you don't want her here, we don't have to have her here. We could tell her to leave and all that." And she says, "Well, she's grieving too." And he said, "That doesn't matter. It's about you and your recovery and everything." And so that's when so that's when we go back outside and we see that Hope and is telling them we have to be realistic. She's talking to Taylor and she's like, "We have to be realistic." And she says, "Liam promised to be there for her and everything, and he's gonna be there, and I'm gonna be there as well." So then we see that Brooke and Hope talk because Taylor goes off and Ridge goes off. So Brooke and Hope talk, and Brooke is just like, "I don't trust Taylor. I think she said she wasn't coming back into town for Ridge, and now she's with Ridge." Ma'am, she's not with Ridge just because she's with him. She's with Ridge because you kissed Deacon, and then after the fight, you took Deacon's side. That's why she's with Ridge. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been saying this all along that it's not Brooke's fault that she drank her and everything. But what happened afterwards, as far as her and when Ridge and Deacon got into a fight and her going over to Deacon, that is your fault, ma'am. Now that part is your fault. But so don't blame that on Taylor. Like, Taylor has done nothing. As a matter of fact, she keeps telling Ridge, "You're confused right now, and you need to make up your mind what you want to do or whatever." And as far as she hasn't really pushed Steffi and Liam together, but Brooke is thinking she's gonna try to push Liam and Steffi together and everything. And Hope says, "Mama, listen, this is not helping me. I know you're trying to help, but Steffi's already kind of shaky in being insecure and her securities, and so she's feeling really insecure. She's like, so this doesn't help me. I'm already feeling bad, and I'm already feeling like they have this bond. So you telling me all this, that's not helping." So Hope leaves, and when she leaves, she goes and looks out at Liam. She goes to Steffi's room where Liam is. And so she overhears Steffy and Liam talking, and Steffy is just like, I can't believe Finn is gone. They're just talking about the kids and Finn being gone, and how she just can't believe she forgot him, and now she remembers him just to know that he's gone. And Liam just tells Steffi, I'm going to be here for you. We're all here to support you and everything. And she said, well, what about Hope? And he said, what about Hope? And she said, how is she going to feel about this? And he says, Hope is here to support you as well. Um, and everything is gonna be fine. Um, he says, and then he tells her, I'm not going to let you do this recovery alone. I'm going to be right here with you, by your side. And so then he holds her hand, and I'm like, truth be told, Liam is not saying anything wrong to Steffi. He's not saying, like, everything he says, he brings in that Hope will be there to support her too. And Steffi is just like, she tried to say, well, I don't want to make Hope uncomfortable, but Liam is saying everything is fine. So then Hope is outside listening and watching and whatever. And, she already insecure. So no matter what they say, she going to hear it the wrong way or whatever. So now when Sheila went out of the hospital room, she throwing her purse and stuff, talking about, dang, Liam, why you have to interrupt? And then Taylor comes up and she's like, Sheila, are you okay? And Sheila said, oh, it's just too much, and nothing will ever be the same again. And she just, Sheila's just being Sheila, talking in cold good, which is, if Taylor knew what she was saying, she would be. But that was the Bold and the Beautiful today, guys. Pretty much all it was Brooke begging Ridge to come back home. Steffi, Liam telling Steffi he is dedicated to her recovery, and Taylor saying, pretty much telling Hope, we need Liam right now to help with Steffi's recovery or whatever. And Sheila not being able to kill Steffi or overdose Steffi like she wanted to. I will see you tomorrow with a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps, Bold and the Beautiful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.